Greetings, my scattered brothers and sisters in the Lord. Trust you know the Lord is with you today, wherever you might find yourself scattered, and that you know that his presence with you is more than enough for whatever you might face today. We are at 1 John chapter 2, verse 7. Beloved, I am writing you no new commandment, but an old commandment that you have had from the beginning. The old commandment is the word that you have heard. Now, what is that old commandment? Basically, that they love. They love God with all their heart, soul, mind, and strength, love their neighbor as themselves. That's the commandments that Jesus said were the two greatest commandments. That's basically the commandment that they've had from the very beginning, the commandment to love God and to love neighbor. So we'll pick it up again. Beloved, I am writing you no new commandment, but an old commandment that you have had from the beginning. The old commandment is the word that you have heard. At the same time, it is a new commandment that I am writing to you, which is true in him and in you, that the darkness is passing away and the true light is already shining. So at the same time that it's an old commandment, it's a new commandment. And he says it's a new commandment that I'm writing you, which is true in him, that'd be Christ Jesus, and it's also true in you. And why? Because the darkness is passing away and the true light is already shining. So what's new about the old commandment? To love God and to love your neighbor as yourself. Well, I think there's 4 dimensions to the newness. Dimension number 1 is simply that Jesus is renewing it. There's a lot of commandments that Jesus did not renew, but he renewed the commandments to love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, to love your neighbor as yourself. Jesus renewed those commandments. Second thing that is new about it, Jesus teaches us to not just love our neighbor as ourselves, but to love one another as he has loved us. We read about this in John 13, it's verses 34 and 35. Jesus gives us his commandment to love one another as he has loved us. And so that's a healthier love than simply our self-love. If I'm to love my neighbor as myself, well, the way I love myself may not be all that healthy. It may be rather kind of a sick love in terms of incomplete or selfish, self-centered. And so loving as I have been loved by Jesus, that's going to be a better love. That's going to be a deeper love, a healthier love. So that's part of what's new. We love our neighbor, but not so much as we love ourselves, but especially as Jesus has loved us, so we love one another. Third dimension of this newness, the possibility of love. That because Jesus has so loved us, now we can love one another more truly, more deeply. Now we can love God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength. The love of Jesus transforms us and empowers us to love better, to love more completely, to love more wholly. And so the commandment becomes more doable because of the love of Jesus. Fourth dimension of the newness of this old commandment is the time. The darkness is passing away. The light is already shining. Now, we live in a world where there's much, much hatred, but this world is passing. Jesus has accomplished victory. And so now the light is already shining in us, and it's just going to get brighter and brighter because of Jesus, because of his victory. And so wherever you find yourself scattered today, the old commandment is the new commandment, but better. The new commandment has the potential, the possibility that we can love as we have been loved by Jesus. And so that's my prayer. Grow in your knowledge of the love of Jesus for you, so that through his love, by his love, we can love God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and we can love our neighbor as ourselves. We love as he has loved us. God bless. Have a great day.